Okay.
Oh, wait.
Sound like Lurch.
You like, you ready? I'm like, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
go. Like, oh,
Go ahead.
okay. Live from the Spill Studios behind the liquor store in I-35 I should have wrote it down. It's a couple of Negroes with Corey and Leon.
Now, you shouldn't have said that because people going to make that shit stick now.
Well, I was going to say a couple of cold ones, but then I looked at my fridge, only had one beer, so I can't officially make it a couple of cold.
But we do officially have a couple of Negroes here, so I guess you're right about that. There's no false advertising there. Somebody, Cyrus came up to us after the show this past weekend at Spill.com. He's like, it would be so great if you did make it ACON. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
What are you talking about? A couple of Negroes. Like, I'm going to kick your ass for saying that. Yeah. But that is a good name. I'll let you slide on that one.
Welcome to the most racist podcast on Spill.com, at least racist by name.
Now, that's not going to be the case. Now, we fashion ourselves as a couple of intelligent African Americans who try to defy the stereotype.
Yeah, I was hoping we could call ourselves a couple of bougie Negroes. But
okay, that's better.
Yeah, but
that's more accurate.
The acronym doesn't have the same ring to it.
I know. Man, you know what? You're right. I should have said that because now I'm thinking of the deluge of suggestions that are going to come in. And they'll start off being kind of clever and maybe a little racist, and then there'll be those ones that are just straight up racist where you realize the person doesn't even know.
They don't realize how racist they're being. I'm thinking about the pictures that are going to come in and the visuals. I'm just like, oh Jesus.
Well, like we're podcasting from a native soup pot or something.
Or we're the ones who are like, I don't know, we're the natives and we're cooking Fungus Monkey or something. Or the reason why Carlisle isn't here anymore because we cannibalized him, ate him, cooked him up. White man tastes good.
We held off for too long and couldn't take it no more.
He looked too delicious. Yeah, boy, it's just you and I now. It's just I should be playing that Will Smith song. Just the two of us. You
mean that Bill Withers song?
The Bill Withers song, but
he felt the need to rap on top of it. Like, who asked you to do that?
Bill Withers didn't until he got that check. I don't believe he did my song. Oh my God, what is this? Royalties.
If I'm not mistaken, Bill Withers was dead by the time he did that song.
Is Bill Withers dead?
You know what? I can't remember. I feel like he is, but I could be wrong.
I keep hearing so many people, especially you kids out there, if you don't know who Bill Withers is, you've heard a lot of people take his songs and sample them or do remakes of them. His most popular song is probably that song "Lovely Day." A lovely day. You mean that's lovely day?
Yeah.
Lovely day.
That's one of the ones. And Lean on Me.
And Lean on Me, yes. Lean on Me is probably the most popular one, but I've never heard so many remakes of Lovely Day.
Really?
So many different bands. There was
I only remember like one or two remakes. I mean, you could be wrong. You could be right. I'm just saying I've only heard one or two.
Go on YouTube and type in Lovely Day, and you're going to see about 500 people who do an acoustic version of Lovely Day.
Oh, damn, that's all right.
Yeah, there was a hipster couple that just had a baby and they decided to become, when there are a lot of bands out there where when their edginess runs out, they turn into like children's musicians.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
They saw Rafi making all that money or whatever his name is, and they're like,
hell yeah. They might be giants who's like, doing this indie nerd stuff is great and all, but
exactly.
We want to make some money.
Even
and our shit is cartoonish already. Anyway, so.
Enough as it is. Even Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo became start scoring music for Rugrats and shit.
Man, he's had a much more successful career doing Rugrats than he did doing Devo.
Shit, them cartoon babies got his ass paid than any fucking hip person back in the 70s or 80s did.
Him I can't blame because, Devo is an icon. That's never going to be tarnished.
Yeah.
But composers for movies and TV and stuff, they make a lot more money than most of the actors.
They do, man. They do. I mean, look at Danny Elfman. A lot of people forget. Yeah. Now, he's not a children's composer. I mean, he's done stuff for, I think, maybe some children's films. I don't know. But
if you count cartoons like Beetlejuice and, Batman, Tim Burton-related cartoons. But
Yeah, exactly. He a lot of people don't realize he used to be an Oingo Boingo.
That's right.
And that was a rock band. And I tell people all the time, they're like, I never heard that. I was like, and I tell a lot of kids this. I say, you ever seen Weird Science? And those who do, I was like, that song, Weird Science?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a song that plays at the end of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. all through the credits, and it's them. And it's
Yeah.
a long song too.
Yeah,
pretty
no, Oingo Boingo used to, they were never like a huge hit. They were kind of a new wave, band back in the 80s. And
Right.
yeah, Danny Elfman scored that Batman soundtrack, and everybody's like, oh, damn, this motherfucker's a genius, man.
Well, it's one of those, like, when he first was doing, Beetlejuice and Pee-wee's Big Adventure, you're like, oh, okay, he's taking his craziness to something else. But then he just like, wait, how big is that check?
Hell yeah.
I can do something orchestral and heroic.
And he's done a lot of shit. A lot of people don't realize he did. Danny Elfman has done tons of soundtracks, buku soundtracks. I mean, stuff that, because everybody associates him with like Tim Burton kind of music. Dun, dun, everything has a bounce to it, whether it be Batman or Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It has a rhythm like dun 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 dun. And they associate him with that. But he did stuff like, you remember that movie Midnight Run?
Yeah.
With Rob, he did the soundtrack. I mean, the score for that.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah, he also did the score for like Dead Presidents.
Oh, wow.
He did the score for that.
See, it was like the soundtrack to that was so popular. I mean, it kind of eclipsed the score. I didn't even think about that.
No, it did. And then I guess, he just got fucking greedy and just need to buy, a house every weekend, because he did the score for that movie, that Notorious B.I.G. Biopic that came out like a couple of years ago.
Oh, are you serious? The one I went to New York for?
The one where you went to New York and that kid threw that rock at you on that bus? Yeah. I never forget that story, man. Somebody even made a group. It was a group that lasted for a brief moment, but it was called The Kid That Threw That Rock. I mean, you told that story like briefly, like one time, and that shit just kind of like stayed with people, man. What happened? Some kid just didn't like your face and threw a rock at the bus.
I mean, they were taking us on a tour of the life of Biggie Smalls. Which, I mean, how old was he when he died? He ain't like he'd been around all that.
I don't even think
places.
he was like 27 yet. That's the age that young musicians died. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin.
Right.
What's his name? Jim Morrison died at 21. I think Kurt Cobain died at 21. Biggie said, "Shit, I got
27." Yeah,
I got to beat everybody at this." And Tupac and Biggie died at like around 25, I think.
Well, they like, hey, we're gonna take you on a tour through his old neighborhood where he used to grow up and sell drugs, and this is school he dropped out of. And I ain't saying it's like the a war zone in Lebanon, but it ain't the best of neighborhoods. So yeah, we're driving past the middle school, and some kid came up and threw a big ass rock at the bus.
For what? I mean, just
just because.
A bus raped my mama.
Hey, you ain't asked me if you could drive on my street.
Hey, that's that nigga Leon. Hey, motherfucker. Oh man, that shit has always stayed with me. I just picture you just driving by and you just making eye contact with a kid, and the kid just fucking just whips out a rock out of nowhere and just throws it at the bus.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was I guess ultimately I would call it an interesting trip, because some of it was a lot of fun and some of it was real fucked up. So I mean, when you add it all up, it was interesting.
Yeah,
I'm certainly glad I did it. But, that tour was crazy, man, because they had the heater on that bus cranked up to 85, and we were just sweating. It's like, get me off this bus, please stop. Okay, good, we're out. You step outside, it's 25 degrees. I'm like, okay, open the door back up. I'm sorry, let me back on.
It'd be funny when y'all got to your destination, that kid was still there waiting to throw another rocket. Miss me, bitch.
Well, the bus sped up after that.
What the bus driver say? Bus driver just kept going.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking with that kid.
He's like, don't make eye contact.
He sped up like it was speed, like he had to go 55 over to keep a kid from throwing a rock at him. Man, that's one of the funniest stories I've ever heard. But yeah, man, I remember when you took that trip, because I said, hey, you want to go to press junket to New York, and I thought they were gonna, because man, we hate round tables.
Oh yeah. And
I thought you were gonna get to talk to shit the way they were talking. I thought they were gonna dig up Biggie himself and let you talk to his corpse or something. I mean, because they were building it up. I mean, I was like, okay, you're gonna send one of us out there. Okay, that's fine. Usually press junkets, if they send you there, they're sending you on to do several one-on-ones with the director, some of the actors, and things like that. And yeah. I like the way when you got there, they rounded your ass up on a bus and then took you to a round table to hear everybody talk. Like, you didn't get to talk to anybody one-on-one, right?
No, like, okay, I'm sure the press junket you've gone on, it's going to be one of the more prejudiced things, I say. So I'm just going to give this ahead of time.
Well, this is a couple of Negroes, so
that's true. So most of the press junkets you've probably gone on were run by white people who have done this a long time and have their shit together. They know what's expected. They know how much they have to spend. It's already worked out. Whatever is going to go over, they got it worked out to where it's going to get paid by, it's going to be a tax loss, whatever. Here you got black people trying to do the same thing, but they always got to work on a budget, or they try to pinch pennies in the wrong places. So it's spend all the money to get us there, but then not spend the money to keep us happy or facilitate things.
I just picture, like, the press junkets I go to, they have mineral water, salmon, cheesecake, crackers. I picture you going in there, they got like generic punch and cookies.
Okay, it wasn't like those generic lemon Bible school cookies. Vacation Bible school cookies.
Oh yeah,
the ones that from a brand like Park Lane or something, the store brand, and
some shit that wasn't like that. A brand just called Cookies.
Yeah, but it was just one of those. I got there and they're like, okay, here's a room with the sandwiches and stuff, and I'm trying to get make a little something off the sandwich tray. It ain't a whole lot there, and they're like, well, hurry, because the bus is leaving. You got to get on the bus right now. Like, well, I just got here, but all right, okay.
A cheese plate is like a pack of Kraft slices on a plate.
Yeah. I mean, this shit was running late, and then they had it divided up in this group gets to have some brief one-on-ones, and this group has to do round tables, and we went to the studio where I used to record, and the elevator broke on some people, and they were stuck in there for an hour. I was so glad man. I wasn't with them. But yeah, the real messed up thing was that they had my flight. They booked me for a flight that was going to leave in 3 days, but only booked me the hotel for the one night.
What?
Yeah.
God damn, this is that's some real ghetto shit, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And I thought, but the whole thing was arranged by, the good white folks here in Texas. At least I thought. Wow, this is turning to like a really self-hating black podcast. I thought because we have a marketing company that we worked with for years in Texas, and I thought that they were the ones that arranged it for you. I mean, did you call them?
Yes, I did.
And what they said?
Yeah,
good luck, brother.
I called them to kind of say like, hey, the hotel only has me for this one night, but my flight doesn't leave for another 2 days. So can you, there's this disparity here. Can you, we'll call a hotel. We'll get it worked out. I'll call you back. Now, it had me panicked because it's the W Hotel in downtown Manhattan.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yes, it's nice.
That is some real nice shit there.
Oh, hell yeah. But I can't have that on it can't be on me to make up the difference.
Of course.
They're like, well, we got to swipe your card for incidentals. We're not going to charge it. But I'm like, you goddamn right you're not going to charge it. Because we're going to both be mad.
Yeah, that's a given, bitch.
But I'm like, well, they're like, well, I'm sure you'll get it worked out. And we'll just go ahead and plan for you to be here, 2 nights. And then the movie company, they finally got back to me because I was nervous. I'm like, man, this guy has to be taken care of. And then they got back to me and said, okay, we got it all worked out. Don't worry about it. I was like, good. They said, yeah, we just moved your flight up a day. I was like,
oh, yeah, they ain't gonna spend any more money than they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's something you can't argue against. And like, what? How dare you not put me in a 5-star hotel for another night?
Do you know who I am? Yeah, we know you are. We're trying to get your ass out of here as soon as possible. Shit. By the way, who is this? Good question. Who are you? But yeah, the W Hotel is nice, man, and they're expensive as shit, and they're really nice when they're not killing people.
Oh, I know, man. That shit that's going on with the one here, that shit is crazy. Yeah, if anybody that hasn't heard, and I don't know why you would if you don't live here, but the window panes on the W Hotel down here in Austin, which is fairly new, have just been falling out, just crashing on the ground, almost killing people.
Just on their own, falling out. In fact, they got video of it. Like somebody just said, if we stand here long enough, a window's going to fall out. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah, and hey, if you manage to not get killed, you could become a millionaire.
Well, they already cut a couple of people, not seriously either, but those people like, you goddamn right about that.
Yeah, they're like, I'm rich, bitch.
Shit, I'm staying at this hotel.
The funny thing was, it happened 2 days in a row. And like the first day they said, oh, we'll get those planes replaced. After it happened the second time, they're like, okay, we're gonna just replace all of them. But then I heard it happen some more after that. So clearly they dragging their feet.
Yeah, they closed the they closed the street down like the president was in town, because I was trying to get down that street one day and they had like police cars lined up, like they were about to arrest the building, for like harming people. Like, we heard you almost injured some folks, and yeah, they had the streets all lined up, closed out, and everything. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is going on with the W, if they closed it down or what, because if I heard they're closing it down. I don't know if that means because it's a bar too. It's
right.
Not, a lot of people go there.
Now it's a nice bar, but it's the new home of Austin City Limits.
That's right. They got that new studio in there.
Yeah, that whole theater. It's beautiful. I'd love to see a concert there.
I guess Willie Nelson gonna have to go back to the corner now. Get back to his roots.
See somebody trying to go in there. They're like, sorry, we got to close down the street because of the W. What? Man, fuck George Bush.
Closing shit down still. Who the hell you think he is? I'll throw a rock at his bus when he goes by. Yeah, man. I don't know if you've ever had a drink in there.
Oh, I have. Greg was the one who turned me on to it because he loves going there, and yeah, he finally convinced me to it kind of got me back into hanging out downtown, because it's real nice. I mean, it's a certain time you get there early, you can get a good spot. It's sweet. Then about 9 o'clock, the place is packed.
Oh yeah, it's packed. It's a nice place, man. They got that giant fireplace in one room that doesn't work, by the way.
Oh, I know. Oh, as a matter of fact, it reminded me of Billy, because usually when me and Greg are hanging out, I give Billy a call and say, "Hey man, you want to come meet us?" "Oh man, I'm about to go eat dinner, but I'm trying to meet you. I'm trying to meet you because man, they have some fine ass hoes in that place."
I know. You know what? He told me the same thing. I said, "So where you been hanging, man?" I said, and I asked him that. I said, "Where you been hanging?" He's like, "Oh, brother, I've been hanging at the W, man. They got rich white women over there. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. So you got you can have your area of town scoped out by, okay, here's where the drunk white girls are. Here where the rich white girls are. Here where the white girls are that have a little bit of class but act like black girls." So yeah, that's funny, because I was watching I shouldn't even say this, man, because I was watching
no, don't hurt his feelings.
I ain't gonna hurt his feelings, but I gotta admit this. I was watching it's funny because now on Cartoon Network they've actually put commercials up for Black People Meet.
Excuse me?
Yes, they have a site called Black People Meet. It's a dating site for black people who want to meet black people.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you meant meet like Soylent Green, like black people. I'm serious. I thought that's what you were talking about. I'm like, what?
Soylent Green is black people. And it's good. No, it tastes like chicken.
Right. Well, you see, because they have a more dense muscular structure. The meat is leaner, and
yeah, less stringy than dog. It's actually delicious. Now they get black people meat. I was wondering why you were like, what?
Okay.
I thought you were.
It's Cartoon Network. You know what? Right before we started doing this, I was watching an episode of Children's Hospital.
I thought you were gonna say Soylent Green.
No. It just said Cartoon Network. They're getting into so many absurd shows. I thought that was like, all right, now it's come to this.
Because they gotten away with some stuff. I mean, look, I'm a fair person these days, and I think humor's good. It can be. Everybody can take a shot at somebody else and kind of be on the border of offensive, but the person's not really racist or sexist when they do it. Just equal opportunity offender. Because
sure.
They had an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I almost got mad over.
Uh-oh.
You might have seen it. It was one where, and they got me because I like the premise of it. Frylock got bit by a radioactive black man.
Shit.
He turned into a black milkshake. That makes sense. But it was back. I can tell you, 10 years ago, people would have been boycotting Cartoon Network, man, because he came back. He had big pink lips, an afro, some gold teeth, and he came in talking about, "Hey, dog," So I'm like, I'm kind of borderline being offended by here.
See, what I don't understand is Frylock is black anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Master Shake.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it was Master Shake. Yeah, he got turned to a black milkshake. He was wearing a gold chain and shit. You know, and I forgot, he was always talking on his cell phone. I was like, man, I don't know what to think about this, but I'll wait and see if somebody else called, and nobody else did, so I became complacent too.
I know if I saw it, I'd be laughing because that voice actor, I think Dana Snyder is his name.
Is that the actor's name?
Yeah, he just makes me laugh. Every character he does.
Yeah, he does a voice on Venture Brothers too.
Yeah, he's the alchemist on the Venture Brothers.
Yeah, but Master Shake makes me laugh anyway. Master Shake is fucked up anyway.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
He's a total asshole. So I was just complete asshole. I mean, I got really offended when I saw him put a kitten in a microwave and blew it up. And they actually blew the cat up. Now I got mad until I found out at the end, like they were doing an episode about pets that return as zombies. So I was like, okay, I can excuse that.
So by Corey Coleman standards, abusing animals unless they come back as zombies, and then it's cool.
That at least they came back. They got a second life of somehow. So at first I thought you were gonna say, so the life of a black man is less than a cartoon kitten, is what you're trying to say. No, but back to what I was saying. I saw
back to you saying black people beat.
Commercial came on, black people beat. And all I could think of when I was watching it, because they were had this black girl looking into a mirror, and she's like, wow, I hope he's as smart as he sounded on the phone. And the guy's like, she sounded really great when I talked to her. I can't wait to meet her. They were being cool about it. They weren't like, shit, I can't wait to meet this hoe in a little while. They being real cool about it. So it's like, all right, this is nice. But I kept thinking in the back of my head, like, I can know one person who's not going to use that service. And that's Billy.
Man, now your friend Kevin is way worse than Billy.
Kevin is way worse than Billy, but Kevin is messed up in the head. Kevin went through some trauma because Kevin's a dark brother, and Kevin's one of those brothers who got shit on by a lot of girls. I remember time when Kevin was trying to get with black girls, and they used to make fun of him like, don't nobody want your black ass, and then Kevin kind of got, he kind of got, I guess they turned him into like a supervillain,
Mr. Glass.
Yeah, Mr. Glass, anti-black woman, man, anti-black woman man, or whatever. I don't know what you would call him, but he's like, he got taunted and hurt so much that he now is like, he's kind of scared to, I don't know, he just has this anger against black women now, which I'm not, I don't condone. I think it's wrong, but
I mean, black women should do that to me too.
Well, that's why I'm not condoning it, but Billy, I know Billy's been hit on by all types of women. Billy just like white meat. That's all it is.
Well,
I ain't blaming that brother either.
Billy's fairly dark himself. He's just really good looking.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just saying, I know black women have thrown themselves at his feet too. And see, that's why I can talk about Billy, because we always come back to saying, hey, Billy's really good looking. But I know when Billy saw that commercial, like Black People Meet,
he just turned.
He turned the channel, and not only that, but he went online and joined up the site niggaLeaveMeAlone.com. Now Billy listening to know, oh man, what up, man? What? See, there they go again, man. I was talking about me. You know that ain't that. Now, I ain't that bad. Now you know that. Now you know. It's Billy, but I love Billy. That's why I always mess with Billy, man.
I love that kid too.
I was hoping Billy would actually come on stage with us when we were doing Let's Do This, but he took off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I wanted to come in and see the loading bar, but he'd come right before that, and then once he started talking to me, it was just me and him and Paul, and
yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
You don't easily get out of a conversation with Billy.
No, you don't. Billy.
Not that I want to. And the thing was, it was an entertaining, fun conversation. So I was really torn. I was like, I kept wanting to say, hey, Billy, let me go check this out. And I was like, oh man, I'm having fun here.
No, Billy's always got new material that he needs to test on people. So, so you're not just getting Billy, you're getting a show.
Oh.
But it's free, so I'm not complaining. And then from that, we get good material from Billy. So
that's true. So yeah, Billy's the gift that keeps on giving.
It is a circle of Negro life here.
You know what? This Friday we should go down to Esther's Follies and check out his show so we can have something to talk about next week.
Yeah. We should, man. I've been wanting to go see him. Esther's Folly is a comedy troupe here in Austin that's been going on for a while, and Billy got into it, and And Billy, always come and tells me about his white conquest after every show.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, but that was the first time I got in there. It was 2 in 1 night. Shit. We made a reverse ice cream sandwich that night. Shit, it was all right. Yeah. Like, all right, man.
Man, that's wrong. Except for the fact that for a second I thought you were him. I thought you played a trick on me. You had him on three-way or something.
I just brought him in. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy. Hey, what's up? Hey, I want to tell you, what is it I want to tell you? Oh, yeah, I want to talk about Spill.com from last week, man. What do you think?
Okay.
I had a good time.
Hell yeah, man. That was a blast. I mean, hell, it took us a week to recover from it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm just now getting over it from last week. Yeah, it was hard, man. I ain't going to lie. It was really hard. But I feel, after it was done, I felt a sense of, a sense of good satisfaction for all of us. Like, hey, we really pulled this off.
Yeah. Without any major snags. I mean, a couple of things here and there, but for the most part.
What happened? What were some of the snags that happened?
Well, let's see. Okay, if I go through things I've heard, I mean, it's my, I'm hesitant to tell you because you'll obsess over it and start writing it down in your journal and just convince yourself that the whole thing was a failure.
Well, if you don't tell me what that is, I'm going to obsess on everything.
All right.
One thing I know, if you're going to tell me it's a loading bar, that needed to be.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Okay, well, go ahead then. Excuse me then.
Let's see. The scavenger hunt didn't work out quite so well.
Yeah, that one I know. That one didn't work out because we didn't have some people making it on time on the planes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was.
I mean, and it wasn't even like the people who showed up and did it walked away going like, "Wow, that was some bullshit." They seem to have enjoyed themselves anyway. They were just saying it didn't go like it was supposed to.
Yeah, no, it did not. But that was something that I want to try out and see if it worked. And hey, it didn't. But I haven't. Did give me an idea for next year. So
right. I mean, every time we do one of these, we learn from it. Yeah. I had a few people. It just in between the time I was going to go eat crawfish with them, but the guy who told me like, "Oh, we got crawfish in July," and then I called them up and they're like, "Oh, the season ended early. It's over."
Oh.
Yeah. And the thing was, I could have I'd put off going those last few weeks. I was like, yeah, I could go now, but I'm going to save it up. I want to take some Spilios down there, show them this other, a new food they can eat and awesome. Have a great time. And then boom, 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 boom.
No crawfish for you. No, you know what? Should have taken them to Seafood Market.
Quality seafood?
Quality seafood, yeah.
You know what? It's kind of out of the way and expensive.
You think that's expensive?
Quality seafood, it's a little pricey. It really, I mean, it has the look that it wouldn't be. That's what throws you off because it's half Seafood Market and it looks very down home and folksy. But when you get your bill, you're kind of like, well, damn, I could have gone to Papados for that.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way. I just never thought it was that expensive. I mean, I don't eat there a whole lot because you're right. It is kind of out the way, but I don't know. Now see where I was enjoying myself before. I'm going to go in there now and be like, fuck, that's expensive. I can't eat that. Before I didn't even say anything.
And the thing is, if the crawfish season was over, that means that they wouldn't have had any either. Or if they had them, they would have been tiny.
Well, you could at least tested it, to see if that dude was lying to you.
I know. I called around some other places.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that's okay. That's fine. I got a backup. I called my backup. They're like, nope.
Damn, you sound like you got a crawfish dealer somewhere.
What?
Waiting for in the alley with crawfish in his trench coat.
People were just unyielding. They weren't even sympathetic to me.
Oh, really?
They're like, it's over. What do you? No, we ain't got none. We can't get them.
Next thing I see you out on a boat with some Spilios trying to get some crawfish.
Paul Billy, put that net down there. You'll get some.
Yeah,
all right,
man.
Kyle, keep the boat steady.
Yeah, we had a lot of people show up this year, and it was a lot of fun. I just want to thank everybody for showing up. I mean, those things are kind of minor considering how everything else.
No. You're right. I mean, yeah, it's just little things. It's like the way you say the loading bar didn't work out quite right. I was happy with Leog. It went pretty much like I wanted to, but looking back, I can think of some things I'd want to do differently.
Well, I think all the podcasts, could, being that was our first time really doing it that way, could probably, consider this like a good rehearsal, and next year will be a little tighter. But I thought you guys did great.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I hate to say this because I don't want to offend the co-hosts, but I think the two smoothest podcasts that day is as far as just like being consistently funny, being able to to just kind of get in there and get out and just entertaining the people the whole time was probably the ones that we a couple of cold ones and you guys, the Leog guys.
I appreciate that. I think that, this being Carlisle's last show, he really came to life and made it work. But I was there for the Let's Do This, man. Y'all really know how to work a crowd. Hats off to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because it just felt so casual because of, like, we were supposed to get out of there. They let us stay and we just kept going. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe we did. I think co-host was a little nervous before, like right when we started.
Yeah. Like, I know he's not a fan of doing live shows, but
yeah,
I wouldn't have known it by watching him.
But no, I tell you, after like about 10 minutes, yeah, he got into it. So yeah, no, I'm just talking about something that went on without a hitch, like straight to, from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I said, I don't want to dismiss, the Let's Do This at all because I think it was a great way to end it, and I think it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I think it worked the crowd very well. But, like I said, as far as the smoothest ones that went, yeah, I like those a lot. So.
Yeah, and man, just the way everything worked out with the parties, it just could not have been better. I mean, even that last party where I was exhausted and my acid reflux was acting up, and I was like, I'm not going to stay long. I still didn't leave till 1:30.
Yeah, no, even the beginning night when we had that lame ass Texas Battle League coming in. Now I'm not calling those guys lame completely because the videos impressed me, but if those guys are listening, I'm sorry, but that was a lame fucking show that night, man. But you know what? But it didn't affect the party at all.
At all, not even a little bit.
DJ Miles, DJ Miles came in and saved the night, and it wasn't even about them. Like when I found out, like our party was larger than we had some guys who showed up, people, if you weren't there, we had this at the last minute they brought in this act because of the bar that we had our first night party at. They were just giving me the runaround so much, man, and they were trying to get this act to come in. They would never tell me what was happening. They had to have one guy try to come in and save the day, so I got to give this guy named Rufus, I got to give him credit for coming in and trying his best to save it. And he's like, what we'll do is we'll get some DJs, get these guys, I'd like to put on something live is what he said, so I'll get these guys to Texas Battle League to come in and do it. You don't have to pay anything. Those guys are bringing a crowd. It'll be a lot of fun. Go watch the videos. I saw the videos, saw these professional like rhymers on there, MCs, acapella rappers up there, and just doing freestyle. It was amazing to watch on video. And when I got there, what's that?
No, so I was like, wow, no wonder you were excited about the video.
Yeah, no, I saw the videos, and the videos were amazing. And they got these guys who do it all the time. They had guys flying in from LA and all this kind of stuff for the videos. Now, when I got there that night, I found out that night that, these are tryouts.
Oh,
so
shit.
You had like all these guys who came in from off the street who just didn't know what the hell they were doing. They couldn't even read. If you asked them to do a Dr. Seuss rhyme, they messed that up, man. And plus they didn't bring in the crowd that they thought they were. Now that's no bearing on us because I wasn't getting any of the money that they were going to bring in. I was going to let that money go to them, the Texas Battle League. But It turns out they only had about 17 people come in. Like out of the rest of the 100 plus people that were there was us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so because they came in like, wow, geez, you brought in all these people? Like, yeah, man. So when I saw that was happening, everybody was just kind of like, well, we're not paying attention to these guys anyway. We're happy to see each other. We got a DJ inside. Everybody was dancing and drinking, and it turned out to be like a really cool opening party night, man.
It really did.
Yeah, so next year, people, you got to come out. We are going to, since I streamlined everything so much, and we have the great Fungus Monkey helping out with everything, along with a Metal Virgin and a Jennifer and all those guys.
You know what? We talked about this a bunch on Leog, but afterwards I was like, you know what? We did not give enough props to Ewok Princess, who put so much together for Thursday night for the pre-show.
Oh, that's right.
Helping get everybody together and put everything together for pinballs and karaoke.
That's right.
Just like she got organized people for last year, and big thanks to her.
Yeah, really big thanks to her. I never get to go those Thursday night things because I'm working, but what she does is she'll come in and organize an event, like an unofficial event for the Spilios to do themselves. That's off the schedule, and it's usually done on a Thursday night. And yeah, those guys have a lot of fun. I came out to pick up some people at the last minute, and I saw the crowd that was leaving the karaoke place. I was saying to myself, that was a pretty cool turnout, and not even everybody was there. It was a parking lot full of about 20 people, and I'd heard like about 50 something people had been there that night.
Well, when I walked into Pinballs, it was just the place was packed with Spilios, and I couldn't even walk more than 4 feet without just people running to me talking. I was like standing in the same spot for about 30 or 40 minutes just talking to people who kept coming up. And I was like, wow,
Nice.
there's a lot of people here already.
Very nice. Well, I'm glad everybody had a good time, and we're already planning for next year. We're going to be selling tickets extra early. Like, we usually start selling tickets around, I don't know, this year we considered early April, but it's going to be way earlier than that this year. And things are going to start planning it like in about 2 months from now. So next year should be a lot smoother and a lot more fun. And
Sweet.
the only thing that I'm nervous about is that there might be even more people than last year, but if we start early, we should be able to handle that.
That is kind of a big question. Like, with 150 people, and we did it smoothly. But if there's more, what are we going to do?
I don't know. We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah, that's true. I know we're all like, man, can't wait till it doubles next year. And then next year it'll be 30 people.
Yeah, hey.
10 of them we already know.
Be cheaper.
Who live here.
Yeah, out of that 10, it's like four of us. Four of those people are us. So it actually be like 7 people there. We got some stuff coming up, like we have a London party coming up perhaps. And they are planning something pretty big in Amsterdam. So I'm going to try and be in Amsterdam for that. And
when is that?
That is going to be in September. I forgot
when
date.
When is London?
London is going to be probably a week before Amsterdam.
Okay. I mean, having met like so many more of the Brits, I'm kind of hot to go over there now.
Man, you should. Man, they ask about you all the time. You should definitely go.
It's just that when you go, you have built-in accommodations because you stay with your cousin.
Well, if my cousin's not there, and last time I went ahead and got a hotel.
Oh, really?
I did not. My cousin lives on the ass end, not even the asshole, the ass end. I'm talking about just barely outside the butt cheeks of London. I mean, the end of London. It's he lives in South Wimbledon, and anybody who knows London and lives in South Wimbledon knows that you are very far away. You're about a good hour and a half away from the metropolitan area. The good urban area,
yeah,
the center of London, where a lot of stuff would be happening. So I just don't like trying to catch a train home at night.
Sure.
So I just said, fuck it, I'm in a hotel. So I got a hotel a block or two away from everything was happening. And that actually was a whole lot better. And it was nice. I stayed in a nice hotel that Nick was scared to come to because it was a part of town that was like Nick had no telling when the last time he had been to that part of town, if ever. But he heard where I was staying. Now, I had passed so many, and if you excuse me going to like some British terminology now, but I passed so many posh white people and just good people on my way to my hotel one night.
and then you end up in Area 7 or where it's the kids from Harry Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, Attack the Block wasn't even being filmed there. It actually happened. But no, it wasn't a bad part of town. It was like just a block away from where all the good pubs were and where we were going to meet. And Nick was just kind of like, no, mate, I can't go there, mate. No. I was like, why? Is it too far? So I'm like, no, because it's a terrible part of town. And I was like, man, what the fuck you talking about? Like, man, I'm looking out my window right now and seeing 2 hip, like British white girls walking down the street right now, alone, in the dark. I was like, it's nothing going to happen to you, man. Even that night after the big party that we had in London,
yeah.
A lot of people went back to the hotel, but Nick was like, it's dark out there. It's dark out there. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, Nick, come on, man. So yeah, it's a good, man. If you want to go, I could probably arrange it to where if my cousin is not there, we have the place to ourselves.
Oh.
It's just that, it's a hell of a ride back. But I know
right.
People would fucking love to see you, man. And when I say people come out, they turn out. Like I said, 50 plus people last time. It was probably about 60 people just on a whim who came back. Because I just say, hey, I'm just going to be hanging out there. Now, if you showed up, they'd be like, yeah, we'd have a lot of people there. And that's why I want to organize a little better because we're thinking about having. And I got to get this organized right before Comic-Con because we're having a get-together in Comic-Con too.
Right.
But we were planning on having like a multicultural picnic. And what we mean by that is like it's going to be a multicultural potluck. People are going to bring out different dishes and have a picnic out in a park area since the weather's going to be pretty nice. And that's so the kids can come out. And when we go after that's done, we're going to go to, probably this hopefully this bar that we couldn't get into last time. This cool ass bar called McQueen's.
Oh, yeah.
And,
okay.
And that's where all the, the older people, the adults, people over 21 can get into. So we'll do that night, and it's fucking fun, man. So if you can make it, I'm telling you now, save your cash, man.
Okay.
Well, I have a good travel agent. He'll set us up, and we'll get over there. I probably won't be traveling all the way with you because I'm gonna try to head to Amsterdam, and then I'm gonna head to Australia. But
wow.
Yeah, man. Trying to do a little bit of stuff with Wayne's dad.
Heading to Wayne's World.
Yes. That went in my head, but I was like, I ain't gonna say it, man. Leave it up to you. So yeah, man, things are good. We got a lot of stuff going on as far as the community activities with Spill. We love to hang out with the Spillios, not just here in America, but all around the world. And we feel so fortunate that we have people who even give a shit about us here in Austin, much less around the world.
And, I mean, it's now. I mean, everything that you learn from watching the Ride of Fame from the behind the music and True Hollywood Stories is that it doesn't last forever. So while it's there, enjoy it, take advantage of it, and know that one day it's just going to disappear.
Yeah, before we end up in rehab or homeless or broke or dead. One of those things. Yeah, we got to hit it while we can. So, all right, man. You know what all this is reminding me of? Talking about all these Spillios and good times and everything.
It wouldn't be movies, would it?
It's not just movies. It is reminding me of the top 5 brought to you by Spill. See, I got the easy one. That was not hard to remember at all.
No, that is easy. So is this the point where you go like the number 5 film?
No, you're gonna get to sing those. I'm gonna leave that up to you. You're a natural crooner,
Hardly.
You are. We catch you so many times before we start to record a review. You just sit up there just singing to yourself, a little ditty every now and then.
Okay, you know how like when Eddie Murphy did Delirious and he would imitate singers, you'd be like, man, he sounds good. He should be a singer. But then actually when he made a record, you're like, oh, stop doing that.
Yeah, but
it would be one of those things with me.
Singing the top 5 ain't like Eddie Murphy recording an album. It's just 5 little numbers you got to sing.
Yeah, it's easy to doing that.
Man, but I'm glad you brought Eddie Murphy up. I remember the first time. I mean, before I thought Eddie Murphy, I was like, well, he can hold a tune, I guess. These songs aren't that great, but he's an all right singer. And then he came out with that album where he sang with Michael Jackson, and he was singing through his nose, "What's up? What's up? What's up with you?" You remember that?
Oh, yes.
Well, I was like, oh, my God, this man cannot sing.
No.
I don't know who told him years ago. I mean, who stood? That's cruel, man. That's the problem having Yes Man. It's like it's cruel because nobody wants to tell you can't fucking sing.
Well, and if your singing is questionable, you don't get on a record with Michael Jackson or Luther Vandross or Patti LaBelle. He's like, it's just going to bring it out that much more. I mean, it's Keanu Reeves acting the same scene with Al Pacino or something.
Yes, it is. Now Eddie Murphy would come in and say, well, Rick James loved my music. And I'm like, well, Rick James was fucking high at the time.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Rick James thought anything was good. You can see that video with Party All the Time and see Rick James was high in that video. Rick
James made some good and popular records, no doubt. But when he is on nobody's list of best singers.
No, that is true. He came up with some good catchy songs, but everybody remembers him today like cocaine's a hell of a drug more than anything. So,
man, that is messed up.
That is messed up.
I mean, it makes me think like no matter what we do here at Spill, no matter how many lives we touch and people we inspire and make laugh and pull them out of hard times, all it's going to take is getting busted with a hooker to just make that what we're known for the rest of our lives.
I think people would accept that. They're like, well, shit, we already knew.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true with us. Like, well, we knew they were degenerates anyway.
Yeah, shit, ain't no news. News is why it takes long to come out. Okay, Eddie Murphy, you want to say number 5?
Oh, I thought I did. The number 5 film.
Yes, it is. I don't think it's going to be any surprise what the movies the new releases this week came in as, because we have 3 of them in the top 5, and as my man Leon saying right here, the number 5 film is that little tiny chick flick that's a vehicle for Selena Gomez, Monte Carlo.
Okay. It made the top 5. A movie like that, it's always questionable.
It made the top 5, and it could make its money back, but coming in at number 5 and you have a budget of $20 million, but your intake was $7.6 million is not
20. Where'd the $20 million go?
Shit, I don't know, to pay Selena Gomez to keep her fucking dress on and not release those pictures of her naked somewhere.
I mean, seriously, we just saw this movie, and I ain't putting it down, but there is nothing in it that warrants $20 million.
Travel.
Okay.
You know, I don't know, man.
Now, think about. I mean, hell, man, if it's that much, maybe I won't be going to Europe after all.
Yeah, man. Well, okay, I'm sure like Selena Gomez, like I said, she's the one Disney chick right now that they are hoping she will not release any Polaroids of her ass hanging all out,
right.
Titty showing somewhere. She's 18 now, so she could possibly be waiting in the wings to do that, to try and get a little bit of fame herself. But they're banking a lot on this girl to be the wholesome new sweet Disney chick that's coming out of the fold. She's dating Justin Bieber right now. You know, Justin Bieber's kind of wholesome too. They haven't found out that he has a coke problem yet or anything. Or he's gay or something. So
I only thing I've heard about him is that it's hush hush, but that he's a little tyrant and kind of an asshole behind the scenes.
I can believe that.
But yeah, I mean, you think about how young he is and how much power he's been given. Of course.
Yeah. I mean, who should I be that right now? What the fuck? I am that right now, and when none of us are making like crazy money. What the fuck you looking at? That's why I don't go to press junkets anymore. Guess you know who threw that rock? It was me. Let's see. Yeah, this chick, man. Now they're trying to like create this vehicle for her. So think about it. She's probably in the rest of the crew. This first class travel. And I can tell you right now, business class, I rode business class for free and thought that I could just be riding business class like I'm big shit, just from now on. I asked my travel agent, I was like, yeah, that business class thing was really nice, man. How much does it cost to get back on there? He's like $6,000. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll go coach. But,
But even that, I mean, that sounds like, for the stars of this movie, the people we recognize from America who are over there, okay, maybe 1 million?
Okay,
maybe?
Here's the deal. To fly crew and everything, I use crew that's over there. I mean, $20 million is dirt cheap for.
But why wouldn't you just hire a French crew who's already there?
I mean, think of independent films now. Like, look, if you and I want to go make a movie right now, I don't think we can make an effective film for under $1 million. And we're talking about like having like a D-list actor in there. So
okay.
$20 million is not a whole lot of money when you consider like, an up and coming hopeful star from Disney, travel, crew, all that kind of $20 is cheap. But still, coming in at $7.6 million is not a very, very strong debut. They were hoping to do some counter programming. We got 2 counter programming films coming in this week. This is one of them. All the teenage boys and, adolescent boys and, 10-year-olds who want to go see giant robots fighting. They figured like, okay, dads and boys are going to go, and their kids, the little boys are going to, and sons are going to go see that. Mothers and daughters, aunts and daughters, or whatever, they're going to like not want to see all that shit, and they're going to go see Monte Carlo. So didn't really work out that strong for a movie like this. Just a little too small to go up against a giant like one of our other films. That we're going to be talking about later.
Yeah.
But if it came in at number 3 or 4, I'd be like, okay, maybe you'll stick around a week or two and get close to that $20 million. But coming in at number 5 is going to get pushed right out. So who knows? I mean, it could do all right, but whatever.
Yeah, that's $7 million. That's usually what something that I always think of something that comes in like around number 8 makes.
Yeah, not real strong. Anyway, let's go up to number 4.
Okay. Ooh, the number 4 film.
Oh, look at that little doo-wop right there.
Yeah, I like to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Another counter-programming film that we have this week is Larry Crown.
Oh, Larry. Damn.
Now, again.
Before.
Yeah, good old Larry Crown. As I mentioned, like
he couldn't rock or sock them robots.
No, he could not. And a lot of people thought, look, you got 2. We don't care what you say about any of the movies that come out recently, but we got 2 huge stars here. They are still huge stars. We have Tom Hanks, and then we have Julia Roberts. They did very well before in Charlie Wilson's War. 2 big stars who can pull on their own anyway. This movie's going to be able to ride off their success. And especially with the movie being written and directed by Tom Hanks. Not so much the case here. Larry Crown debuted at $13 million. The budget on that was $30 million. Now, what they were hoping to do was where Monte Carlo was going to get teenage girls and young girls to go see that. This was hoping to grab an older crowd that saw Transformers as something that was just, hey, that's a little too loud and not as cerebral for me, and not as sweet, and not as genuine. And yeah, and people said, fuck that.
you know what? I kind of feel bad for Tom Hanks because this movie seems to be clearly have been made for like August or September when things are slow.
That's when it should have been released, but they made the mistake of like I mentioned before, of trying to not only not give to not only give try to sell people on film. What little you did see about it, it looked like a tame version of Community. But I mean, people are saying that
Community's funny. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
and I mean, honestly, outside of just saying Community's funny, but Community is very creative.
Because
and that's the one thing this movie's not.
Community strives to have the kind of clever parodies that movies do.
Yeah, and Larry Crown doesn't do any of that.
And Larry Crown had like the tame sitcom nature of a TV show, sitcom of a TV show.
It was like somebody wrote an indie movie, but they got a sitcom director to make it.
Or a sitcom writer even.
Yeah.
Hate saying that too because I love Tom Hanks, but yeah, this thing came across like people like Community looks a little funnier than this, and then to boot on top of that, they when they weren't telling you about the story, they just tried to sell the movie on Tom Hanks and Julia Roberts, and this was the wrong week to try and do that with a movie like this. And the movie looked like a low-budget film anyway, so that low-budget film couldn't overcome, Tom Hanks and Julia Roberts just couldn't overcome the cheapness that this movie seemed to have. I mean, hardly got any publicity, too, so. Yeah, so Larry Crown, not a very strong debut there. $30 million is what it cost to make it. $13 million is probably not that bad to try to reach what it cost, but still, not a strong debut. Now let's move up to some things that are lingering around a little bit.
Hi, the number 3 fan.
Ow. We have Bad Teacher.
Oh, damn. Still hanging in there.
Still going strong, man. And the movie, actually, is doing very well. Bad Teacher brought in $14.1 million this weekend, bringing its total up to, I didn't even know it was doing this well. It's up to $60 million now, 59.5.
Okay, so clearly the mistake Tom Hanks made was that he didn't show his dick.
He wasn't an asshole enough in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it got to be. This is the season of raunchy comedies. Like The Hangover just busted doors open.
Yeah, Tom Hanks just didn't show his balls or his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. He should have been making Bachelor Party 2 instead of making Larry Crown. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if his character had been a alcoholic and a womanizer, and if somewhere in there had been a few fart jokes or a dog could lick his ass while he was having sex with Julia Roberts.
Yeah, if he had farted in her face or something, there could have been a much higher gross in that film. This is the year of raunchy comedies. Bridesmaids so far has passed the $150 million mark, making it the most successful Judd Apatow movie out there. So despite reviews and what critics say and even some audience members say, Hangover 2 has gone on to be up there with some of the biggest movies this summer. I might have my order wrong, and I'll talk about that in a little bit when we get to our number one film. But Cameron Diaz is a total bitch in this film, and it is kind of a raunchy comedy. It's sort of like Bad Santa, where you have somebody in a position of authority who interacts with children, but yet is the biggest asshole in the world and doesn't mind acting like that around children, just treating children like shit and smoking, drinking, using curse words in front of them. People love that.
The funny thing is, I guess I keep looking at it, thinking about it, like with Bad Santa, if you have a Santa, like a Santa who's an alcoholic, that's almost become one of those things that people almost expect it. It's like clowns
today.
Yeah, it's clowns and people in Santa costumes, and you almost don't get mad. It's like like a funny cliche, but then you go like, man, they ain't getting paid nothing. Let the guy have his drink, whatever. They get bums to do this all the time. But teachers, you hear every day getting fired over doing nothing.
That's true.
If somebody else posts a picture of a teacher in a bikini, her job will be gone by the end of the week.
Yeah.
So you watch this movie, it's like, okay, whatever.
I mean, I thought about that. It's just like, some things you have to just keep telling yourself movie world.
Yeah, it's just a movie.
Yeah,
just go with it.
Yeah, it doesn't work within this world they set up, and in that case, it did for me. I liked the movie. I know you didn't care for it too much, but I thought it was funny.
Well, it's just funny to me how much y'all dogpiled on me for liking Bridesmaids, but then you flocked around this movie.
I know, and I realize that now because I'm thinking to myself, maybe I really do need to go see Bridesmaids again and not see it with that cut that we had at South by Southwest, because everybody loves that movie, man. And I'm happy about that. I'm not one of those people who wants to like see a movie do bad just based on my opinion. You know, if people are enjoying it, then great.
Sure.
Yeah. So I might check it out again. But this movie right here, yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad to see it's doing all right. And the movie is a success, regardless of the. Again, this is a critic-proof summer, man. Even a small movie like Bad Teacher, the budget on that was the same as Larry Crown, $20 million. I'm sorry, no, Monte Carlo, $20 million for that movie, man.
Yeah, see,
and it made $60 million. So I know Larry Crown wish he was getting some of that money right there.
Yeah. Well, I would say to the mouse, like, hey, maybe you need to have Selena take her top off or something.
Maybe that should be a policy now. When you hit 18, maybe you need to take those clothes off. Shit.
But I know that she does. They got some more starlets ready. They got a crop of new shows that are on, and you can see some of these girls. You're like, wow, I can just see that in 4 years you're gonna be the new one.
Oh yeah, I don't even think these girls have parents. I think they're clones. I think they're like genetically modified or grown somewhere.
Pretty much.
Factory. Yeah. Let's go up to number 2.
Oh, the number 2 film.
Oh yeah, boy, got some soul up in that place. We have Cars 2. Still hanging in there. It was number 1 last week. Fell to number 2. Fell 62%. And this weekend it brought in $25.1 million, bringing its total up to $116 million. And again, a movie where critics, this is especially interesting because a lot of critics were saying, hey, first really kind of
shitty
sucky Pixar movie that we've seen. It's sad day. But Pixar is saying, fuck it. We maybe there's something to this money making thing, because this movie has gone against all critics' reviews again, and it's not exactly extremely close to 200 million, but just dropping to number 2, and it has like a few more weeks to go, especially with the a little more the July 4th weekend left.
I'm sure they'll make their money back, but
yeah.
I don't know, man. It sounds like it had one of those Green Lantern drops.
It did, but it's still like I say, still in the top 5. It could crawl its way to 200 million before it's all said and done. So
it could kick in the 4th gear, you might say.
I was waiting for something. I didn't even try. I knew I had some kind of joke there. And I was like, he'll pick it up. He'll get in the driver's seat and ride off with it. So speaking of Green Lantern, before we go to our number 1 movie here, Green Lantern, talk about a drop. And, I hate to be that brother that told y'all. So, I'm that gleeful brother who.
You know what? You actually are the one who kept saying it all the time.
Well, I was. This is, and I want to say it again, not because I want to. Well, I do want to rub it in y'all's face, but but it
ill becomes one to say, "I told you so." Nevertheless, I told you so.
Yeah. No, this is the one where. A lot of people argued with me on this. And I'm not even talking about you guys, but we're surrounded by a lot of comic book fans, and what a lot of comic book fans fail to realize is that even though a lot of people know Green Lantern by name, he's still a second tier character.
Yeah.
And it's just, I even think with a good movie he'd be a hard sell.
Sure.
This had so much negative press going against it before it even came out that for that kind of press. Going into a superhero movie about a second tier character, you don't need that. Some people would say, now if it was Batman or Superman, it'd be like, okay, that kind of press is not going to hurt it. But there were so many things coming out, and then that trailer came out, and a lot of people couldn't really make out what the movie was. One trailer was like trying to make it look like something like a lighthearted superhero film, almost a comedy. You had another trailer that was trying to make it dark, but still his superpowers seemed like. Well, it still seemed kind of kiddie for a dark film. Yeah, this Green Lantern was a hard sell. The thing that really, that killed it was the movie just was not that good. And word of mouth killed this movie that came in at number 1.
Yeah, and I have yet to find anybody who loved it.
Yeah, well, look on our comment section on Spill. You'll see some people on there. You guys suck. This was great. You always got that one guy. I think Warner Brothers sends those people out there.
You have our Spill members Warner Brothers press agents.
Yeah, just coming in there just trolling. Yeah, Green Lantern, man. If you want to know what Green Lantern is doing, Green Lantern this weekend brought in, and it's at number 7 now, so it's way out of the top 5. This is after 3 weeks. Normally, a movie like Green Lantern should kind of at this point be at number 3 or 4.
Yeah, I remember Thor and X-Men. At least I thought Thor hung in there for a while.
Yeah. This is not a really strong summer for superhero movies. Even with Thor coming in there, Thor was a success, but Thor was a success despite itself. You're talking about another second tier character. They made that work. And they made it work by making a good movie and putting a trailer out there that, I know you guys didn't like it, but
I was dubious. I just felt like, man, I could see this going the wrong way. It's funny because everything that I was afraid it was going to do, it didn't. But Green Lantern did all those things I thought it was going to do.
Yeah. Well, Thor actually connected with audiences by bringing in more of the earthbound humor in there.
Yeah.
And it kind of stayed consistent,
Yeah. It was good about bouncing back and forth, but the writing was equally good on both parts.
Yeah.
And it kept you interested. It had a great pace to it. And when he was Thor, when he used his power, it was impressive. And with Green Lantern, man, like I said, like probably the point when all my hopes dropped was the first time he came out as Green Lantern on Earth and made that race car track to save the helicopter. I was like, not only does that not make any sense, it's not at all dynamic. I felt like, man, you really blew it. And what really gets me is I was like, people are defending it, saying like, well, that was his character. That's how he thinks. But that's not how he thinks, because yesterday I saw an ad for Hot Wheels. with Green Lantern. It was a commercial with Hot Wheels for Green Lantern, and they showed that scene. And the only reason he did that was to sell fucking Hot Wheels cars. And that's some bullshit, man.
Yeah, it is.
He just gave up his dignity.
You bitch. Yeah, man, Green Lantern, boy. Right now, its gross is up to $102 million, and
show shit.
Yeah, that's after 3 weeks, my brother, and right now it's at number 7. So Green Lantern ain't producing a lot of green right now.
Better take that lantern and go work at a railroad.
Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, all you Green Lantern fans out there. It just wasn't meant to be. Next time, just make a fucking good movie. I don't know how they're gonna do it with a Green Lantern movie, but next time maybe. That's why I said Green Lantern doesn't work too well on Earth, I don't think. Unless you set it up really well and they didn't have a really good script for it this time around. That's why I thought he would have worked so much better in space.
Oh, absolutely. that's what anybody who's a fan, that's what they say. You establish him on Earth just to say, okay, this is who he is. And then you get his ass in space and keep him in space. Matter of fact, keep him in space the whole time and have a quick flashback.
Yeah.
Mention that he came from Earth, but otherwise, that's some bullshit they did.
Yeah, that's movies. The more I think about it, the more it sucks. Poor co-host. He did. Co-host really gave that movie a rental. You know that, right?
Did he?
Well, if you saw it in his eyes, he did everything. He fought himself. He convinced himself that it was a matinee. You know this, right?
Yeah,
you saw him.
Yeah, I know.
Everything he was saying was a rental, but he loves Green Lantern so much, he was just trying to do everything he could to keep it a matinee in his mind.
This has been a hard summer for the co-host, because I've watched him get his heart broken over and over.
It has been.
Like just recently.
It has been. And recently, the thing to really take co-host emotions and just twist them around and hurt him was our number one film here.
Hey, the number one film.
I think you did a backspin on that one. Did a twist. Got a little sweat on your forehead.
I jumped back, kissed myself.
Kiss yourself. I feel like I should come in like you on the ground. I should come in and put a cape over you right now. You mean they used to do that with James Brown?
Oh yeah, I love that.
James Brown get down on the ground. Yeah. It was almost like he was a superhero that got a sudden surge of power. When they put that cape on, he just threw that shit off. Hey! Re-energized. What the fuck is Transformers? Dark of the Moon. $97.4 million is its weekend gross now.
Oh, that's all.
Hold on, that's over the weekend. No,
right.
No. It actually grossed, I believe, was somewhere in the I think it was $150 million range. It was $156.6 million. Now, that's not including the Tuesday night take, which brings its total up to $162.1 million.
Fucking A.
And if you want to take worldwide gross on this, the movie has made $210 million overseas, making it one of the biggest foreign launches ever. This movie beat out Spider-Man's 2. It set a new record. It beat out Spider-Man's 2 $88.1 million opening.
Yeah.
So this is if worldwide gross with this, I guess it's about 170 $172 million. I mean, $372 million right now. So, and it could inch up, it could easily take out or surpass because one of the biggest movies, you take overseas grosses right now, you know what the biggest movie is right now, if you take overseas grosses?
No.
It is Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger Tides. Worldwide, it has passed the $1 billion mark now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the third or fourth one?
That's the fourth one.
Okay.
Yeah, the latest one. So, yeah. This movie, despite reviews, is doing excellent business, and people, how we felt about it. but you got to give it to it. The movie is doing. Not only is the movie doing.
I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I loved it.
Okay, love what? Love hating it?
Hey man, you know what? All the hate that we got on the comments for our review has made me decide that I don't hate this movie. I think it's awesome.
Oh, they finally they convinced you that you were wrong. Hey
man, when you have 85 people tell you that you're a dick for not liking a movie, you have to stop and consider that.
Is it up to 85 now?
I haven't checked it, but it was getting that close.
Okay, what we're talking about is on our Transformers audio review. The video review just went up today because we got a late start this week getting over spill.com, but the video went up today. Now the audio has been up since the day the movie came out, probably a day before or the night before, and we got people thought it was a record. I think Batman.
It's at 80 pages right now.
It's at 80. Okay, Batman is our record, I think, and that's a movie that we liked.
Yes.
Was a record for that. But we got we got 80 pages of comments now. Most of them of people telling us that we're full of shit, we're wrong, go fuck ourselves, they hate us. Yeah, It's this. Normally, I would say if there's any good time to be hated, it's right now on a website because people will generate that traffic telling you that, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess it shows that at least we're doing something people are interested in. I mean, to be fair, of the 80 pages, about 40 to 42 of them are people telling us we suck, and the other 38 to 40 are other people telling them, no, you guys suck. Let them have their opinion.
Got to tell you, though, I love The Dark Knight, man. Not the movie.
Oh no, The Dark Knight Returns, that guy?
The Dark Knight Returns. And you know what? That's an appropriate name because he keeps returning and returning and returning to tell us how full of shit we are. And I mean, that guy, you know what? Look, if you're going to go on a screed about us, make it interesting and humorous and funny. And, I don't know if he means to make it funny or not, but I'm not even trying to be, I'm not talking down on the guy. I get some real entertainment from from his rants.
Wow. I just seen the new thing he posted.
Oh, I haven't even seen it. I just heard somebody just respond to him.
Okay, I don't know how to describe this, but he used, how you can use the characters on your keyboard to draw an image? Uh-huh. Like lots of periods and commas and whatnot. He made somebody giving us the middle finger with just keyboard characters.
I see that.
That's creative.
You got to give you got to give it to the guy. He is creative. I see
yes.
the middle. Oh, wait a minute. He did another one where people are face palming.
Oh, he did that one?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to go back and look at that one.
Wow. Nice. Oh, okay. I see the one where he did that. Yeah. Where he took the characters commas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Jesus, this guy's he's a true artist. Yeah, he did a whole wallpaper of people.
I see that. Yeah, he's an evil genius.
He is.
Who fortunately is only using his genius to tell us to fuck off. So he's not actually causing any real damage in the world. So as long as we can do this, we can keep the world safe.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That wasn't him. That was
that was somebody saying that to him.
That was somebody responding. That was John Henry Eden responding to him with a wallpaper of Facebook. Hey, you know what? Look, like I say, a lot of people say, man, you guys have been going on for 80 pages arguing. I'm like, yeah, but they get more creative as they keep arguing.
I know.
You got to outdo each other. They have to find really creative and visual ways to do it. And I'm like, hey, good for them, man.
It's going to go to the point where nobody will remember what they were fighting about in the first place.
Yeah, they'll just forget what review they're talking about. Yeah, or they'll destroy each other.
By the time the cops knock on The Dark Knight Returns door, he'll be like, wait, I wasn't mad about that. Was I? What? Oh, it'd be like, oh, I had time to go back and watch the movie again. They were right. It is a piece of shit. Why was that so bad?
We laugh now, but this might turn into a movie where he like methodically tracks down each and every one of us, like the abominable Dr. Fives or something. Jesus, man. You know, I'm laughing now, but kind of scaring myself.
I know, yeah. It's different when you're being dipped in a pit of acid.
Yeah, that's true.
It ain't that funny then.
I just hope he starts with the feet first. All right, man. Well, that's our top 5 right there.
There we go.
Yeah. You know, I was going to say, like, this movie, Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon, has been doing killer business at IMAX and on 3D, too. Yeah, it's because something like, more people saw, I think, Pirates of the Caribbean 4. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, okay. Some people, sorry, I was checking the messages. Some people are reporting that the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean has made most of its money from 2D. However, Transformers is actually benefiting from a lot of 3D showings. I've read somewhere, I think. So
okay.
People can correct me if I'm wrong. See, I'm the one that's different from you guys. I really do love. I absolutely love that last part of the movie, man. I want to go see it again on IMAX. I love that last part, but you know, every time I think about that, I get disappointed. Every time I think about Ken Jeong like raping Shia LaBeouf in the bathroom stall with his pants down, and just stupid scenes like that.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, man. Just so much
to get what you want, you got to sit through an hour and a half of pure D bullshit.
And I'm sorry, that first hour and a half, whatever the movie, I hate it, man. It's just so bad to me.
It's just gross. It's offensive. It's grating. It's everything you don't want to see in one of these.
Yeah, I just can't take it, man. I forgot who I was describing this to, but I described Michael Bay. Because I don't hate Michael Bay. I'm not, as they say, a Bay hater. I'm not. I just think Michael Bay is talented enough to pull off something good in both areas. He just doesn't want to. He's the guy, I described him like he's the guy that has married a trophy wife with no personality. It's like, hey, man, everybody looks at her. She's pretty. Nobody can really fault you for marrying her. What can we say? But, the moment I start talking to her at a party, she absolutely has nothing to say. In fact, she's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he strikes me as somebody who, despite his considerable talent in putting together action scenes, he just doesn't have a clue as to what a good movie is or how to make it, and he's not interested in learning.
I think he knows, he just doesn't want to.
But I feel like if you showed him The Dark Knight and go like, now see, this is a really good action movie, and he would just be like, I don't see what the difference is between that and Transformers. I mean, he doesn't have enough, explosions in it. It's kind of dull. People are talking too much. I don't get. I mean, if you say you like that better, I guess.
I can see that point there. See, I in a certain way I agree with you. On the other hand, I think he knows, and he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, I know what my money is. This is what I'm good at.
But here's the thing: he's made so much money. Like, he's at a point now where he could relax and give a fuck. Like, this is the time to do that. They're like, hey, I'm a veteran. I've been in the business long enough. Nobody can question me. Now's the time to actually exercise my artistic muse. Now I have carte blanche to do something that I'm going to be proud of and be meaningful.
Some people can do that, and some people can't. I don't know if you're familiar with Dogma 95.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm
what's the director?
Lars von Trier.
Lars von Trier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg tried to make a Dogma 95 film. And for people who don't know what Dogma 95 is, kids, look it up. Dogma 95 is a movement by director Lars von Trier. Lars von Trier, was he the one that just did Antichrist?
Yes.
Yeah, Lars von Trier is kind of disturbed. He's been making some disturbing movies lately.
Yeah, I tend to not like his movies because he has the dimmest view of humanity I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a little more fucked up these days. He just had a movie that did well at Cannes, though. I think he.
Yeah, until he started making that Nazi comment.
The Nazi comment, yeah. Look that up too. I'm not gonna go into it. But Lars von Trier did a movie, Dogma 95. But Dogma 95, it was pretty much, I guess, I don't know what the term he used exactly, but it was kind of like just stripped down natural filmmaking, where you don't use any artificial lights. Everything is kind of improvised on the fly. You use the settings that you were in, and it's very stripped down. And Spielberg tried to do that. And Spielberg, I mean, it was almost like he was in a desert and you took his water away. He's like, I can't do this. He couldn't help himself.
Wow.
So yeah, some directors just don't know how to do anything. I mean, they have the potential and they know in the back of their minds, and if they were forced to do it, they could. But Michael Bay, he's the guy now that you call. Look, if I want to get a movie, maybe the script is good, maybe it isn't, but it's going to get by on special effects and explosions and fine chicks. I mean, that he gets the top of the line of everything: cars, women, models, special effects, pyrotechnics. I mean, he's used to having that thrown to him, and that's what he's going to do. At least in my mind, that's what he is.
I guess what I wish, okay, I understand, I'm not expecting him to do Dogma 95 because that's too much, but just baby steps, like hiring good writers, like writers who are known to write good stuff, good dialogue. And then when they give you that script, not tearing through it, going too much talking, just shoot it as it's written. Just ignore that one instinct and just go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wish he would. The one movie that I thought he did well with a little bit of story is he ripped it off from another movie, which is probably why I liked it until I realized, hey, wait a minute, I've seen this movie. I have this movie. And I thought The Island. I thought The Island was a remake. I thought when I saw
what's it a remake of, or practically a remake of?
Oh man,
I remember you telling me, but I forgot.
The Kronos horror or the Kronos horror.
Okay.
It's a movie where really, if you've seen The Island, you've seen that movie, and if you look at it, there's some scenes that are just like it is in Kronos. I think that's what it's called. I can't. It was a movie where they were where they were cloning people, and these people don't know they were being cloned for because what it came down to was rich people would have clones of themselves made. So whenever something went wrong with their health, they had a clone that they could harvest different things from.
Yeah.
And these clones finally realized, oh, you know what? We're actually part of an experiment, and they tried to carry on with their own lives. But anyway, that movie. If you look at the Island and look at that film, you can see where they did big budget versions of certain scenes from the movie that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a remake, and even when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, that wasn't a bad remake. And then it comes to find out that there was a lawsuit filed against that film.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much fucking ripped it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was one strike against the movie, and the other strike was, the movie didn't do that well.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, hey man, you finally made a real film, and he got the box office gross back. He's like, okay, fuck it, we're going back to just explosions and running the camera up women's asses and jokes that aren't funny.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this.
Exactly. I hate to say it, but numbers speak more than anything. So I don't know. Like I said, the most I'm hoping for is that they actually reboot Transformers one day. But I don't know. We'll see.
Not me. I'm done.
I am still hopeful, my man. I am still hopeful. Anyway, man, you know what it's that time for?
I guess it's time for tweets and emails.
A little bit of tweets and emails. Yeah. Do you have anything that you have
Well, you know what?
tweeted to?
I had about 3 of them that I liked, but one just came in and just made me think about what we're talking about. And this is from Cypoke713.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, what do you think is the best and worst movie so far this year?
Oh, the worst movie. I'm trying to see if I've seen any smaller films. I'm gonna name some bigger films, but I think Sucker Punch is one that just comes to mind in terms of just, even more than Transformers. Sucker Punch was just so much excess that made no sense at all and delivered me nothing. At least with Transformers, I got a killer, great action movie at the end, even if it didn't make any sense. Sucker Punch was just, a guy just masturbating visually over film, and that was all.
I didn't see Sucker Punch, so maybe that would have changed my answer. Right now, to me, I look at what movies did I get up to walk out of, and there's only, Transformers was one, because really, 45 minutes before it was over, I was getting up to leave. It's just that, we had the Smales from Australia around. I wanted to talk to them afterwards. That's the only thing that kept me in my seat. And even then, 15 minutes before it was done, I was like, all right, I'll just wait in the lobby. This sucks. And other than that, Little Red Riding Hood. Was it Little Red Riding Hood or just Red Riding Hood?
Red Riding Hood.
Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Good Lord. That thing was a train wreck beyond belief.
Okay, that one. I knew that there was something I'd be missing. Yeah, that one is, that one takes the cake right there. Yeah. That one, because that one had terrible acting, really terrible dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point that
The staging, the sets, the editing, the ending. That ending was unbelievable.
The idea, I mean, the whole execution of that thing was terrible, man. Yeah, that thing was wrong on so many fronts. It had nothing going for it. Sucker Punch, I could say it looked cool at least. Sucker Punch would be cool to play on my television at home. Red Riding Hood was just a terrible, horrible idea executed poorly from the beginning. There's nothing there in that movie to really make me suggest to anybody.
Yeah. And as far as best, that's easy for me. It's Midnight in Paris and Super. It's Super is my other favorite of the year.
Yeah, I have to say Midnight in Paris is probably the best movie that I've seen so far too. I liked which other movie did I like? I liked the Will Ferrell movie. I mean, Everything Must Go. Everything Must Go. I'm going to support him, and I genuinely like the movie. I'm not just saying this because
No. I'm right there with you. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really liked that a lot.
And you know what? Driving home from Houston today on NPR, they had a thing talking to the director of Buck, and they kept playing clips from it. And damn, if I didn't tear up listening to those clips again.
Wow, that movie fucked you up, man.
It really did.
Jesus Christ, man. What did you have a horse at one time that died?
No, I don't even like horses. Well, at least I didn't.
I wouldn't believe it by the way you fucking crying about this movie. Oh man, let me see here. And as far as I don't know. Yeah, I'm just as far as really, really good movies go, man. Midnight in Paris was just, I don't know, it was just so smart. It was just just to watch it just put me in a calm.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. All right, I'm trying to look and see if I have an email. Cause we're just gonna read one and get on out of here.
Okay.
Oh man, this is a long one right here. Okay, and the one I do have, I can't really. I don't know. Let me read it to you. I was trying to read it while I was listening to you. I don't want to not pay attention to you.
Sure.
But I was trying to get. I don't know.
You try to whittle it down.
It's a short one, but I don't know. Maybe I just haven't given it my full attention. This comes from Tuma, who says, do you think the acceptance of bad films like the Transformers series as just a bit of stupid fun is detrimental to the quality of movies being produced? Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I saw that too. And it's a hard one to answer. I mean, for the most part, it is it goes back to the expression, evil prospers or flourishes when good men do nothing. And every time we just kind of let something slide, it's never it's not like something like Transformers will we go oh, it's just stupid fun. Let that one have a pass. Because once that happens, then every dumbass movie that people just gave half a shit to gets thrown before us.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing that there was a time in Hollywood when writers were given the respect that they were due.
Yeah.
And now Hollywood is a totally different place, and the home market has changed distribution of films. And I think we're still going to get smart films. I think we're still going to get smart, big budget films. I mean, Dark Knight is definitely one that encompasses both worlds. Now, here's the deal. When we do our reviews, sometimes just for entertainment value or because we're just sitting around and going off of each other, we go off about a movie, and I walk away sometimes thinking okay, I can understand somebody enjoying Transformers, maybe because I enjoyed some of it, but I have nothing against people going in and enjoying dumb fun. I don't think the people that are going to see Transformers are stupid. I think that they've enjoyed what they've been given, and what they've been given visually is great. But we're entering an age now where the writer is just being looked upon as less and less a part of the process, and you begin the story with the writer. Stories in Hollywood are becoming just, I think, probably, as far as, bigger movies go, not becoming a priority.
It's less about what a movie is than it is what's the movie about.
Yeah. As much as I love Midnight in Paris, I don't want to be reduced to seeing my good stories just in small budget films. Occasionally, I would love to see a big budget spectacle with characters that I care about, instead of just having to say, oh, they're just there to give the special effects something to do. And right now, with a case we're sitting up here talking about Michael Bay, but we forget there's a whole system behind Michael Bay. That there's a reason why this is given to Michael Bay. And I'm not going to sit up and just blame Michael Bay for what we have in the Transformers. Michael Bay was given a script that was probably put together haphazardly anyway, because now we see a whole process. I mean, really, for some of these bigger movies, ask yourself this. Why can't they just get one writer to come in, write a good story, and have it made into a film? There's something going on where they have to have several people come in and write a script, rewrite a script, rewrite the script that was just rewritten. By the time it's done, you've had so many hands in that script that it's unrecognizable, and
Right.
ideas that are coming from so many different places are slapped together to somehow make sense. And it's like back in the day of Hitchcock, man. I think about one of my most favorite Hitchcock movies, North by Northwest, and that movie was written by one guy.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And so we don't really see that anymore. You know,
No.
we see movies that are being written by so many people. By the time they hit the screen, it's a mess. Ernest Lehman was the writer for North by Northwest, and you'll be hard pressed. Now we see on IMDb today, you know, you might see one writer, but if you dig deeper, you'll see like a lot of people had their hands in writing the script. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's it just dilutes the vision so much, and maybe they should stop hiring people who can't write, or stop fucking with the ones who can.
Yeah. I mean, I look at something like Dark Knight. Now, Dark Knight was written, granted, it was written by a lot of people, but it had less than most movies have today. It was Christopher Nolan, his brother, and I forgot the guy that directed
David Goyer.
David Goyer, yeah,
But it's like the three of them work as a team.
Yeah, exactly.
So you understand that.
It wasn't a pick up, hand it off to this guy, do something with this script. They worked as a team, and it kind of went through the whole process like that, and then we got this great script that was a Dark Knight. We don't see that today. We see something like, okay, this script needs to be rewritten because we need a big special effects scene right here. We need a big set piece right here, and yeah, man, we need to fit this piece of merchandising in right here.
Exactly.
Sometimes they just have people. I don't know if there's a union going on or something, but they just have people that they have to pay to get to work on a film, and I'm just like,
I mean, you know what? That whole
wow.
thing where Green Lantern they had to go back in and redo the effects. It makes me wonder, like, was that effect they had to redo was because they got the Mattel contract? And it's like, okay, we got to fit Hot Wheels in here somewhere.
Yeah. It's a whole process back there. In our reviews, I hate that we kind of whittle things down because I have a limited time to point fingers at one thing. But really, yeah, Transformers is it is the product of several people going in and making it what it is. And and like I said earlier, numbers speak for themselves. So yeah, if story is not an important thing that's going to keep that's going to keep a studio in the black on a certain budget, then that's what they're going to do. So
it's one of those, like, why stay up all night studying to get an A+ when you could not study at all and get an A? And especially if you get your paper back and it has an A+ anyway, you ain't never gonna study.
Yeah, that's an excellent example there. So, yeah, I would just say to people, don't get too used to your blockbusters having a concrete story there, because I mean, look, we just saw Pixar succumb to it. If Pixar can succumb to it, then that's probably going to be the norm more than anything. So. Yeah.
And another norm is like all those great action movies from the 80s. You notice how people just keep trying to remake those and build off those franchises and not do new stuff?
Yeah, no. It's really the Hollywood system, man. It was always about money. It's a business, don't get me wrong, but if you look at history, it's beginning to be just they're pulling back more and more. And don't get me wrong, I mean, every generation we remember the good films. We have an abundance probably of more bad films than we have good films. So
That's true.
We can sit up here and reminisce over, I remember the 70s when there was so many good movies. Remember the 80s, but really there's been a decline over the years of quality, just getting a movie out. Over the years we've seen great technology improvements, but story-wise, I think there's been a decline in the amount of movies that we get, their quality in these areas. So that's just me. I don't know. But anyway, man, that's it.
All right. Wow. It's only two of us, and the show went longer than usual.
I knew it would happen, man. That's one of the things I I was saying, about Carlisle leaving. I was like, shit, man. If he just leaves the two of us talking, we can go on for a long ass
I
time.
guess so. He was the timekeeper. He'd be like, all right, guys, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. But now you and I turn like, let's do this part 2.
No,
Yeah.
no more 2-3 hour podcasts. I can't keep doing these.
Yeah.
I keep trying to make Leog shorter, and it just never works.
Yeah, no, I can't do those either. I even tell co-hosts like, hey man, I can't fuck with a 4-hour podcast anymore. My life is just too busy now. So,
right, exactly.
As much as I would like to. So hey man, that's not bad for show that we've done on our own. For all those people who said you wanted a Leon and Corey show, well there you are.
I know. Be careful what you wish for. You might get it, and you got it.
So good one, man. That was good.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it.
All right, man. Happy 4th of July.
Same to you.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See you.